Olena Kushnir, a military medic of the National Guard who had previously tried to draw the world's attention to the catastrophe in the city, died at the hands of the Russian occupiers in Mariupol. Tatiana Danilenko, a journalist, reported about it on Facebook. Earlier, she managed to evacuate her young son from the city, and in the first days of the war, she lost a loved one. In March, Olena Kushnir recorded a video to draw the world's attention to the humanitarian catastrophe in Mariupol. We are not martyrs, we are fighters, but now we need help from all of Ukraine. Mariupol is Ukraine. Mariupol Today Telegram channel has published a screen of her correspondence with a friend, where Olena asks not to feel sorry for her, because she's a medic, a soldier, and she's Ukrainian. According to Tatiana Danilenko, at least 100 military women remain in besieged Mariupol, without access to basic hygiene and water. 3 people died, 31 more, including 4 children, were injured as a result of shelling by the Russian military in Kharkiv region. If look at the shellings per day, the number has reduced. There has been a total of 23 multiple rocket launchers, Grad and tornado systems, mortars, artillery. Yesterday, the city of Kharkiv was subjected to rocket fire, unfortunately with the victims. Yesterday, 3 employees of the SES units died during demining. 4 were injured. They are now at the hospital. For the past 24 hours, 11 people have been wounded in Mykolayiv region. There are no children among the victims. In Mykolayiv, the Russian military fired at a kindergarten. The children were not there at the moment. No one was injured. In total, in Mykolayiv hospitals, there are 296 citizens affected by the Russian attacks. On the night of April the 17th, the Russian military fired on Severodonetsk. Shells hit 4 high-rise buildings. Some apartments caught fire. The head of Luhansk Regional Military Administration, Serhiy Haidai, reported on this. In addition, Russian troops fired artillery at Kreminna in the morning. A man was wounded and taken to hospital. Serhiy Haidai added that there was a new cemetery in Severodonetsk with more than 400 graves during the 52 days of the war. The city still has about 20,000 inhabitants. Before February the 24th, there had been 130,000. The head of the regional military administration once again called on residents to evacuate to safe regions of the country. He was a welder. He loved football. We gathered, quickly ran. Just when we went into the house, we heard an explosion, a terrible explosion. I said, "There's no house." And immediately the shooting went on the windows. We went out and they went like, "Hands, hands, who else is here? There are only 3 of us. Why are you hiding?" "Well, scared, you shoot," I said. "Don't you see, we're Russians, we've come to free you." At the time when Oleg, my husband, ran away, they didn't even let him put out the fire in the house. They took him to the fence and forced him to undress. I wondered where Oleg was. I went outside and saw him lying. He was taken around the corner, put on his knees, and shot in the head. You see, we lived well before all this, and they came and freed us from everything. Me and him, and that's all. We were always together. I wish just the house had been burned down, but not him killed. And now there's nothing, neither the house nor Oleg. In Borodyanka in Kyiv region, 41 bodies of dead civilians were pulled out from under the rubble. Since April the 6th, 5 multi-story residential buildings have been dismantled in the settlement. 2 more are on the waiting list. In Kherson region, the Russian military plans to hold a pseudo referendum in early May. Ombudswoman Lyudmila Denisova reported on this. The occupiers want to use the scheme of pseudo-referendums held in 2014 in Luhansk and Donetsk. According to her, in Novakakhovka printing house, they are already printing bulletins for the so-called referendum.